crowd with our good friend Cintish here in Nicholstown. Thank you for coming on the show. So we're here in your yard and we're surrounded by crabs. I see crab pen.
It's another day, the sun is shining. Got to know what's going on around you. Wake up, it's the time to motivate your mind. Come with me, let's make this moment brighter. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Come on and wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake with the Bahamas at sunrise.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. First in insurance, today, tomorrow.
Associated with Tropical Storm Laura will continue to support pockets of showers and thunderstorms across the islands over the next 24 to 36 hours. Today, variable cloudiness and windy with few scattered showers and possible thunderstorms. High temperature 90 degrees, feeling 105. Tonight, partly cloudy and breezy with a few showers, isolated thunderstorms, below going down to 79 degrees Fahrenheit. And some region highs and lows.
It's another day, the sun is shining. Got to know what's going on around you. Wake up, it's the time to motivate your mind. Come with me, let's make this moment brighter. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Come on and wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise.
Good morning. Welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. Happy Monday to you. I am Philip Simon.
Good morning, and I'm Mark, filling in for Star. Good morning, Star. Hope you're well, you and the family.
I tell you, Mark, listen, man, it's a brand new day. We always have to be grateful. We have to say it every single time. You know, we've been trying to push this Carpe DMCs today. Oh, but listen, man, this COVID fatigue is kind of wearing us out still.
Yeah. You know, it's a new Monday, and if we're looking for a little bit of good news, I guess we dodged another storm this weekend. So there's always good things in that we didn't have to suffer under too much impact from the latest tropical storm that passed south of us over the weekend. So let's give thanks for that.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Listen, I had an opportunity to kind of get in my car a little bit over the weekend and drive around. I did drive through Foxhole, went and saw Mom, I know you were sleeping. I'm going to come back to that, I promise. But, you know, it's a different kind of look that you kind of see on the faces of persons when you're driving around out there, you know. before it would be a little bit of everything, a little bit of aimlessness and all the rest of that stuff. But, it's a different kind of look I saw, Mark. It's almost like like despair, like no hope, like it's like a ball of confusion in a lot of the different instances. And, it's almost sad, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we're in a different time. If this was under normal circumstances, this is the time of year where we're all going away shopping, getting ready for back to school. The children are excited to go back to school. The parents are excited for kids to go back to school. And then we're starting to work towards the end of the year, which for Bahamians is Junkanoo time. And so I think that, those things culturally that we look forward to provide us with inspiration now, when we think about it, there's an air of uncertainty. And I think that's left most of us lost. Like you said, we don't know what to do or what's next.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, that's a serious thing you just said, Mark. No Junkanoo and the kids still home.
That's why we look at this way.
Yeah. But listen, I want to say happy birthday to a couple of people. Phil Galanis and Dawn Demer, they celebrated birthdays yesterday. Alpheus Hawk Phillison and Chef Jamal Petty are celebrating today. My good friend Melinda Knowles Moss, she's celebrating tomorrow on the 25th. And on the 26th, my brother Jaquito Saunders is going to be celebrating his 40th birthday. I'm going to tell you now, brother, these 40s don't play. And Anthony Capron is also celebrating on that same day. Anthony, I'm going to keep your age. Mark, we've got another great show lined up today. The Ministry of Education is back. As you know, we're doing this 10-part series with them up until the 21st, up until schools reopen. Today, we're going to be talking about this year's curriculum. The Ministry of Health is also here to talk about the most effective way to be safe during this workplace, in the workplace during this COVID-19 pandemic.
Looking forward to hearing from those folks. And we also have Randy Curtis here to talk about the Elks Lodge Virtual March on Washington. And Kimberly Miners is here to talk about the dynamic homeschooling seminar. Now, last week, we had been asking you, our viewers, home and abroad, about taking a survey on the COVID-19 vaccine. And to let you guys know, the results are in. So let's find out how the Bahamas has responded to our questions. So Phil, how about you say the question and I say the answer?
All right, no problem, no problem. Of course, one of the first things we asked was, have you taken the flu shot previously? Of course, a lot of people, well, we're kind of surprised, but the first question was, have you taken the flu shot previously?
34.1% said, yes, you've taken the flu shot before. 65.9% said, no, you had not.
I was kind of surprised by that. I actually thought more people took the flu shot. But anyway, the next question was, do you intend to get the flu shot this year?
22.4% said yes, and 77.6% said no, they do not plan on getting the flu shot this year.
And of course, that was just a primer for this next question that says, do you intend to take the COVID-19 vaccine?
Well, 30.8% said yes, you do intend to take the COVID-19 vaccine, and 69.2% said no, you do not intend to take the vaccine.
Yeah, and for those of you that said yes, that you would take the COVID-19 vaccine, the next question was, in what time frame would you take that vaccine?
29.9% said right away. 14.9% said within 3 months. 11.9% said within 6 months. 7% said within 12 months. And 35.8% of you were not sure when you would take the vaccine. That sounds like you are not about to take that vaccine.
Well, I tell you what, so that shows you that a small amount, only about 1/3 of our respondents do intend on taking that COVID-19 vaccine. I tell you what, Mark, I don't know how to say conspiracy theory, but as a maybe culturally speaking, we're not going to kind of just jump into taking something that hasn't been, proven within the global market, I would say.
I still think we need to get 1/3 of our population to drink Cersei and aloes, and then we could worry about them taking vaccine, right?
Yeah. But tell you what, until all of this happens, the best thing that we can continue to do is to practice safety protocols. And of course, strengthen our immune system. Just try to be as healthy as possible. Listen, we've got Godfrey Burnside. Mark, you said we kind of dodged a bullet there. I don't know how many more, bullets in the chamber of nature for this hurricane season. But Godfrey Burnside is going to give us our first look with weather at sunrise.
Weather at sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First, First in Insurance, today, tomorrow.
Thank you, guys, and good morning, Bahamas. In your first look at weather, sunrise, rain bands associated with Tropical Storm Laura will continue to support pockets of unsettled weather across the area. Today, we're looking at variable cloudiness and windy with a few showers, isolated thunderstorms, high temperature 90 degrees Fahrenheit, feel like 105. Tonight, we're looking at partly cloudy and breezy with a few showers, isolated thunderstorms, low temperature going down to 79 degrees Fahrenheit. Here are some regional highs and lows across the Caribbean. Barbados 83 and 80. In Jamaica 84 and 75. In Trinidad 84 and 76. And the Turks and Caicos Islands 90 and 79. Across North America, Atlanta 84 and 71. In Raleigh 88 and 73. In Miami 90 and 81. Dallas, Texas 96 and 75. And around Canada, 83 and 72. As we go through the week, mix of sun and clouds to the breezy tomorrow, but the winds will drop off by tomorrow afternoon. There's a few showers, isolated thunderstorms. The remaining week look partly sunny with those normal showers and thunderstorms by afternoon. Temperature daytime will be in the low 90s. At nighttime, in the upper 70s to lower 80s. That's what you're up on your first look at weather at sunrise. I'm glad to go inside. Bahamas and Sunrise be back after a short commercial break.
The sports we play depend on the health we build. So let's stay healthy. Wear a mask and practice social distancing and hand washing to protect yourself and others. Remember, COVID-19 is not a game.
A public service message from the Bahamas Olympic Committee.
Good afternoon. First response. How can I help you?
I've been in an accident on West Bay Street. Can you send someone to help?
Yes, ma'am. A first response team will be there in 15 minutes. Are you hurt?
No, I'm fine, but a bit upset.
We're glad you're not hurt. Please, try to relax. Our team will take care of everything as soon as they arrive.
First Response provides immediate on-site service and support from the scene of an accident through the claims and repair process. And it's free to all Bahamas First insured drivers in New Providence every day for any type of accident. If you drive and want First Response on your side, call 321st or visit bahamasfirst.com for the name of an authorized Bahamas First agent. First Response can't prevent an accident from happening,
But it can certainly ease your mind when it happens.
Business in the Box is your solution for business from Cable Bahamas. It's an internet, voice, mobile, and advertising solution all in one place. Get reliable internet, free domestic call, and a live corporate package, and free TV ad placement, all starting with packages as low as $164 a month. You can save over $3,000 a year. Just call 601-8911. That's 601-8911. And ask for Business in a Box from Cable Bahamas Business Solutions. Terms and conditions apply.
Back. Safety first, education always. The Ministry of Education is back for more in a 10-part series on education that will run until the 21st of September or probably longer. Today, we are discussing the curriculum with Sharon Poitier, Deputy Director of Education, and Sharon Clark, Assistant Director of Education, both, of course, in the Ministry of Education. Good morning, ladies. Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. Both of you looking so lovely so early this morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, I tell you what, so 2020 is a place that we've never been before. In fact, this is a brand new day. We haven't been here either, but it just feels so surreal in a lot of different places, in a lot of different ways. How has the Ministry of Education adapted to this? I guess it's a blended approach to learning. I mean,
well, yes, because of the COVID-19, and of course, we want safety first. we are looking at three particular models when we reopen schools. And so in the initial phase, we're going to have remote learning, online learning for every student. And then as things progress better, I suppose, or improve, we'll look at a blended or hybrid learning, and then we'll go into face-to-face. And that, of course, is the ideal. That's what everybody is familiar with.
Yeah, and I would imagine. Well, let's expand on that just a little bit. So when we talk about these three different places, explain to us how the students will kind of have to live and be on demand access to these lessons.
Okay, in the virtual online, they would have to have their devices. They would have to have internet connectivity. And what they will do, they will log on to the platform where they will get instruction from their teachers. It will either be where they are getting live instruction, or they can go and get some access to the recorded instruction resources, etc. And then, of course, if they are in the hybrid or blended, they would have, once we move into that phase, some days they would be face-to-face on campus, and then other days they would be at home. And this is because of the physical distancing protocols, etc.
Okay, all right. You are promoting something called, well, again, it's teacher-led, student-centered type of learning. I imagine that teachers are going to be playing a significant role in this new approach to educating our young people. Ms. Clark, expand a little bit on exactly what that means when you say teacher-led, student-centered.
Okay, thank you and good morning again. What it means is that the teacher is going to be the driver of all that takes place of the instructional plan, but she's only going to drive the program according to the students' needs and their abilities. So, for example, us in the special education section of the ministry, our students, their ability level determines and quote unquote drives what it is we do. But that is all undergirded or overgirded by their individual educational plan, by structured curriculums like the FACES curriculum, which is a functional curriculum for exceptional children. And of course, the teacher pulls all this together with her experience and with other resources to ensure that the students get the benefit of the curriculum and the curriculum offerings.
And so when you talk about there being a more inclusive learning environment, what exactly does that mean?
Well, what it means is that we pay attention, the teacher, the students, the administrators, everybody pays attention to the fact that because children learn differently, it doesn't mean that they should be excluded, but rather our thrust within the department has always been, from time immemorial, to include as many of our students as they can, regardless of their ability level. And so that inclusivity would come along with the type of program that they're offered, the type of curriculum offerings, and that would be done, like Ms. Poitier just said, virtually. It would be done via blended models. But for us in special education, particularly, we would use various modalities to ensure that inclusiveness.
Okay, all right. Of course, the facilitation of exams, whether they're on a daily, weekly, or even the external ones. A lot of parents have been asking questions about this. How will the Ministry of Education be able to facilitate these exams, the preparation for the exams under these new conditions? Ms. Poitier.
So when we talk about the virtual learning, there's what we call a learning management system, and so resources are uploaded. Lessons are recorded, and students can access those at their leisure, really. And so we're providing all opportunity for students to engage at their leisure. They can also, when they have the face-to-face with their teachers, when they're in the hybrid model, if there is a need for reinforcement for pulling out one-on-one, that can happen as well.
You know, education is obviously a partnership. We talk about this all the time, certainly between, you know, those who facilitate the education, whether it's teachers, the administrators, government, but also parents play a very significant role in the education of their student. I would imagine the Ministry of Education, of course, you've always advocated this parental support of a child's education, but it becomes even that much more imperative in this new commitment. What do you say, you know, to the parents that are trying to navigate this with you, the role that they should be playing going forward?
But certainly we want the parents to ensure that students are actively engaged in the remote learning. We know that this is a difficult time, both for students and for parents. And so they can reach out to us for support. They can always email us, schoolreopening@moe.edu.bs. And there are people who will provide the kind of support. And that's basically what parents need. They need the support. This is brand new for many of them. And so, as you rightly said, trying to navigate through this new process is daunting at best.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you focus particularly on the special needs area, and I would imagine communication is key. I mean, you know, so you're able to contact the ministry, but also to the teachers on a daily basis. You know, and and my mother's a teacher, and of course I know how hard that has been. But being able to connect with teachers consistently, I mean, obviously 9 to 3 is different in a face-to-face type of environment, but now you're in the virtual environment, and there's so many things that could come up. That are teachers also open to the being available? I would imagine at hours that may extend beyond the traditional.
Well, teachers have always been available to their students, and I'm certain that this is going to be no different.
Okay, all right, great. Ms. Clark, going to give you the final word. We're about 21, well, no, it's about a month away from getting back into the swing of things. What final words do you give to those persons who are listening, you know, out there? They've been paying attention to Bahamas at Sunrise in this series. What would you say to them?
I would just like to continue to encourage everybody that that we stay focused on our primary goal, which is getting our schools up and running and reopen for the new school year. And like our motto says, safety first and education for all. And just to say that this is a collaborative effort, a team effort, not just the school system, but indeed the parents, indeed the students and the wider community. And we'd just like to continue to know that we have these even public-private partnerships where we work with our private school systems as well as the Department of Education to ensure that the Bahamian student continues to get the best of what it is that we as the professionals have to offer, and by extension what our parents and other community-minded persons would put into the mix.
Absolutely. Well said. We've been with the Deputy Director of Education, Sharon Poitier, and Sharon Clark, the Assistant Director of Education, both in the Ministry of Education. Ladies, thank you so much for being back here in Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, you're
Good
watching
day.
Bahamas at Sunrise. We will be right back.
Do you want to know more about the scriptures, the early Christian church, its teachings, suffering, other religions, the authenticity of the Bible? The Anglican Theological Institute is for you. Enroll in a 3-year certificate program. Classes are conducted from NASA and Freeport on Saturday mornings. Don't miss a class. Stay connected anytime, anywhere. with high-speed internet. Contact us at 603-2481. Visit our Facebook page. Pick up an application form at any Anglican church or at Addington House on Sands Road. The Anglican Theological Institute is for you.
Nourish your immune system. Nourish your health. Nourish your life with Ensure. Ensure Original, Ensure Plus, and Ensure Max Protein.
As the Bahamas reopens, we at Doctors Hospital have been hard at work preparing for the new normal. The health and safety of our Welcome to Doctors Hospital. As the Bahamas reopens, we at Doctors Hospital have been hard at work preparing for the new normal. The health and safety of our patients, associates, and others entering the hospital space is ever paramount and shapes the experience as you enter our facility. All persons entering the hospital will be COVID screened, which includes a temperature check and a few short questions. There's also mandatory hand and shoe washing stations upon entry. Masks are required and can be provided if necessary. To further limit contact, Doctors Hospital has launched a concierge service that allows for pre-registration, a hospital itinerary, in-car waiting, and a navigator to guide you through your visit. Our pharmacy is now offering curbside pickup and delivery services for prescriptions as well. Social distancing markers are placed around the facility, and scheduling for imaging, including CAT scans, mammograms, and 3T MRIs. Laboratory including our new same-day COVID-19 PCR testing, rehabilitation, and other services has also been adjusted. Doctors Hospital is here to serve you with the same quality and care that you've come to expect, even as we enter a new normal. Now, more than ever, Doctors Hospital continues to be trusted and best care now. Isn't your health worth it? Welcome to Doctors Hospital. As the Bahamas reopens, we at Doctors Hospital have been hard at work preparing for the new normal. The health and
Welcome back. On August 27th through 28th, the Elks Grand Lodge is hosting the 2020 Virtual March on Washington. Here to discuss this event is Randy Curtis and Zelrona Mackey. Good morning and welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning. Good morning.
Now, Mr. Curtis and Ms. Mackey, I told you guys off air that I will not introduce your titles because I don't feel worthy enough. So I would allow you to introduce yourselves to our viewing audience.
Okay, good morning, Bahamas. Good morning, Bahamas at Sunrise. My name is Dr. Zelrona Mackey. It's pure and simple. But I'm a past granddaughter ruler in the Improved Benevolent and Protective Order of Elks of the World. And I am also the fourth elected Bahamian in the Grand Temple. So I have an office in the Grand Temple, which is in the United States. I'm the escort.
Awesome. And Mr. Curtis?
Good morning. I am Brother Randy Curtis, past Grand Exalted Ruler, District Deputy, and Director of Civil Liberties for the Bahamas State Association of Elks. I just want to give a shout out to our state president, Brother Reynard Edgecombe, our daughter state president, Daughter Cecile Cooper. The month of August has always been an emancipative celebratory month in post-British colonies. This year, it's no different. For the Bahamas, though, our affiliation with the US has been long and continuous. This month, as the NAACP joins in with the Elks lodged in the States for a virtual commemoration of the 57th anniversary of the March on Washington when Dr. Martin Luther King presented his famous speech, I Have a Dream. We in the Bahamas have a special affinity to that speech and a special affinity to civil rights. If I might add, sir, that Dr. Martin Luther spent many years in the Bahamas, and on one of his relaxing fishing expeditions, Bimini, aboard the boat with Brother Sanders from Bimini, he drafted the words of I Have a Dream. And so, as famous as the I Have a Dream speech is, its roots are here in the Bahamas.
That's a powerful legacy. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that information, because many of us would not have known that. And so for those of us who also do not know, tell us the purpose behind the improved, benevolent, and protective order of the Elks of the World.
The improved, benevolent, protected order of the world, Elks of the World, is the largest Black fraternity. There are many other Black fraternities. There are many Masonic Oddfellow lodges, but the Elks Lodge, the improved benevolent, is the only Black elk lodges in the world. The four cardinal points of our organization is charity, justice, brotherly love, brother and sisterly love. In the Bahamas, we are members of yesteryear, were part of the forefront of the march to majority rule politically, but they were also the voices of the oppressed. Our history would record that daughter Mary Ingram, daughter Lillian Archer, daughter Georgiana Simonet, brother Kingsley Wilson, brother C.H. Walker, brother Milo B. Butler, and brother Jackson Burnside would have been the iconic torch bearers for freedom in our country. The Bahamas, it's also socializing with the U.S. Those of us who would have gone to colleges in the United States would have known the Black National Anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing. That song was penned by a Cat Islander, James Weldon Johnson. And so throughout the civil rights movement in America, Bahamians have played an integral part. As a matter of fact, Dr. King knew East Street and Baintown because he was a regular visitor with the late pastor of Bethel Baptist Church, with the late pastor of Hay Street Mission, Dr. Ori Cooper, and Dr. H.W. Brown. And so as the Black brothers and sisters in America celebrate this 57th anniversary of the March on Washington, we too in the Bahamas have had our period of Black Lives Matter. Our history may not be as profound as others, but it was in the 1940s when we had the Burma Road riot, when we had the lives of Harold McIntosh, David Smith, Roy Johnson, and Donald Johnson. They lost their lives during the riots, the Burma Road riots. And so even though in the Bahamas, we tend to think that ours was a peaceful revolution, there has been lives lost as we made our quest for social justice.
Brother Curtis, that's once again a lot of great information and a lot of wisdom tied up in those stories. So tell us, what was the purpose and inspiration behind creating the 2020 March on Washington, and what do you hope will be accomplished by the march? Zalrona, do you have some comments on the march?
I think what is to be accomplished by the march is that the Elks want to let the Blacks of the civil rights movement to know that even though they might not in this day and time, 2020, play a pivotal role in their organization and things of that nature, that they still had a part of history with all of the freedoms and expressions that we have today, that the Elks took part in those and were a part of that in that era. And it was because of the Elks organization, a major Black organization within the country that was started by two Pullman's porters in the United States. And if you don't know what a Pullman porter is, they are the men that serve you on the train. And so those long train rides that Black people used to take from places to places, and they couldn't get on airlines and that sort of thing, those men decided that they are gonna branch out, not even branch out because they weren't a part of the white organization. So they decided to form their own Black organization. And so they want you to know that, and not only this, you know, this whole exercise is really to encourage Black people to go out and vote. And one of the things that our organization did, and the reason why the Civil Liberties Department was even formed, was because to encourage Black people to go out and vote for whomever your choice is, but go and register to vote. And that's the bottom line of this whole exercise, that we need to get ourselves together, go out, exercise the right, because it is your God-given right to go out and vote. Register and then vote.
What powerful words coming from Brother Curtis and Sister Mackie here on Bahamas at Sunrise. We could sit here and talk all morning because I would just love to learn more and more about the Order of the Elks and the role they have played not only in the Black liberation struggle in the US, but here in the Bahamas as well. We have to wrap up this segment, but I'd like to thank you both for coming on Bahamas at Sunrise this morning and bringing us your wisdom and knowledge. And we're going to look out for the virtual march in Washington, August 27th through 28th.
Thank you
Before we wrap up,
for having
we
us,
just want-
having me on your program this morning. And now that you've gotten a taste of what is going on within the country and how the organization was formed and how we are, we need you to bring us on again so that we can give you some more history.
We need more food for the people. I'd like to thank you guys for joining us this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back after this.
Welcome to Doctors Hospital. As the Bahamas reopens, we at Doctors Hospital have been hard at work preparing for the new normal. The health and safety of our patients, associates, and others entering the hospital space is ever paramount and shapes the experience as you enter our facilities. All persons entering the hospital will be COVID screened, which includes a temperature check and a few short questions. There's also mandatory hand and shoe washing stations upon entry. Masks are required and can be provided if necessary. To further limit contact, Doctors Hospital has launched a concierge service that allows for pre-registration, a hospital itinerary, in-car waiting, and a navigator to guide you through your visit. Our pharmacy is now offering curbside pickup and delivery services for prescriptions as well. Social distancing markers are placed around the facility, and scheduling for imaging, including CAT scans, mammograms, and 3T MRIs. Laboratory, including our new same-day COVID-19 PCR testing, rehabilitation, and other services, has also been adjusted. Doctors Hospital is here to serve you with the same quality and care that you've come to expect, even as we enter a new normal. Now, more than ever, Doctors Hospital continues to be trusted and best care now. Isn't your health worth it?
Business in the Box is your solution for business from Cable Bahamas. It's an internet, voice, mobile, and advertising solution all in one place. Get reliable internet, free domestic call, and a live corporate package, and free TV ad placement, all starting with packages as low as $164 a month. You can save over $3,000 a year. Just call 601-8911. That's 601-8911. And ask for Business in a Box from Cable Bahamas Business Solutions. Terms and conditions apply.
At sunrise with the midway point of a Monday edition, I am Philip Simon.
And I'm Mark Daniels, sitting in for Star.
Mark, listen, man, I don't know if you've been watching these games over the weekend in the NBA, but there's a fella by the name of Luka Doncic who was, like they say on the streets, he was just killing people cheering last night on those Clippers, man.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Luka, he's a different level of player. I don't know. Last night it was just amazing.
Yeah, he's a combination of Larry Bird and a couple of other things, man. But it's just good to see. It's good to see that not only are they entertaining us once again in terms of the National Basketball Association, but they're still carrying that message about Black Lives Matter, which is very important.
Yes, it is very important. I'd say that Luka need to look on the back of his shirt because last night he didn't care.
Mark, we're going to leave that one right there. Listen, we've got more to come in the second half of our show. We'll be talking with the Ministry of Health about the COVID-19 safety guidelines.
Yes, and we will also finish out our show with a discussion about the dynamic homeschooling seminar with Kimberly Miners. But now let's take a second look at weather with Godfrey Birdside. Make sure that storm isn't doubling back on us.
Weather at sunrise. Brought to you by Bahamas First. First in insurance. Today, tomorrow.
Thank you, Mark, and good morning, Bahamas. And yes, sir, if I look at weather at sunrise, we take a look at the tropics, and we're monitoring two tropical storms at this time. Tropical storm Laura at 5 a.m. this morning was located in latitude 20.8 degrees north, longitude 78.9 degrees west, at some 105 miles southeast of Cayo Lago in Cuba. It's moving towards the west-northwest at 21 miles per hour. Those winds are now up to 65 miles per hour with higher gusts. And we're looking at Tropical Storm Marco. And at 5 a.m. this morning, Marco was located in latitude 27.6 degrees north, longitude 88.2 degrees west, some 115 miles south of the mouth of the Mississippi River. It's moving towards the north-northwest at 12 miles per hour. Winds are now down to 60 miles per hour with higher gusts. Some weakness expected as it moves over land later today. Also, tropical storm formation are expected during the next 5 days. On the local scene, rain bands associated with Tropical Storm Laura will continue to support pockets of showers across the island. And so, for the most part in the rain forecast, we do have a more covered advisory in effect. Winds today blowing east to southeast at 20 to 30 knots, seas 6 to 9 feet, which could be up to 13 feet in swells over the northwest and central Bahamas, easterly at 15-25 knots, seas 5 to 8 feet over the southeastern islands. Then on Tuesday, those winds continue east to southeast, dropping off 15-20 knots, seas 4 to 7 over all the islands. And then on Wednesday, those winds become easterly at 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet over the northwest Bahamas, east to southeast at 15 knots, seas 3 to 5 feet over the central and southeast islands. Yet tides. You can expect a low tide or currently a low tide at up at 6:35 this morning. Next high tide will be at 55 minutes past midday. Low again this evening at 7:18. Sunset 7:37 this evening. Rising tomorrow at 6:49. UV index 8. Your water temperature 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Honeymoon phase now moving towards the first quarter. Tomorrow another mix of sun and clouds, still breezy with a few showers, lightning thunderstorms. And then we move to partly sunny skies with your normal showers and thunderstorms by afternoon. So temperature daytime will be in the low 90s at nighttime, in the upper 70s to lower 80s. That's what's a wrap on your phone. Look at weather sunrise. I'm glad to go inside.
Thank you very much, Brother Godfrey. Right now we have Dr. Bridget Rold, my good friend, haven't seen in a very long time. She's the Executive Director at the Ministry of Health, here to talk with us about safety protocols, measures that everyone should be taking in the workplace to prevent the spread of COVID-19 virus within confined spaces. Bridget, Dr. Rold, what's going on? Good, so good to see you.
It's wonderful to see you. How is it going over there at the set?
You're looking so bright and lovely and beautiful in this red. Everything's matching, I see.
Yes, yes. Yes, so I'm here to see if I can answer some of the burning questions you might have with respect to safety in the workplace in this new paradigm.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, I mean, even though, you know, we have lockdowns and curfews and a lot of people aren't in you know, the workplace, at least some workplaces. But again, some people are to work. And again, COVID is going to be around for a while. So these are lessons that we have to learn. I guess so one of the first questions we would ask is, well, I guess with any virus, whether it's the flu or whether it's COVID, what's the largest cause of spread of such viruses within the workplace environments?
Well, what we are finding at the Ministry of Health, because we are one of those ministries that despite the lockdown, we have been to work from January around the clock. And what we are finding, or what we're seeing from the research, is that people who don't necessarily engage in good hygiene oftentimes are the ones that are the spreaders, if you will, of this virus. And so one of the things that we try to tell workplace persons or persons in the workplace is to engage in frequent hand washing, simple things like hand washing, wiping down of surfaces, emptying of trash, good ventilation. You know, in the last half century or so, a lot of the buildings that have been built have eliminated windows and gone for air conditioning. And so here is no different. We have a lot of buildings where there's hardly any cross ventilation of fresh air. And so we're trying to tell people, if there's a window, try to open that window so that the air can circulate a little bit, fresh air that is. And if you are in a building where there is no, there's not the ability to open up that window, to make sure that your air conditioned vents are cleaned and operational. It's simple, very, very simple things that you can employ that would reduce the transmission of this virus.
And of course, you know, still keeping those social distancing measures. I would imagine a lot of workplaces have been given the advice and suggestions, not just from the Ministry of Health, but to kind of restructure even that physical environment, putting space in between desks, putting space in between people, having the sanitizing stations. You know, is it, you know, is there like a time frame? Is there like a structure or a schedule to how you, for example, how often should you wash your hands? How often should you be, you know, spraying or using this, you know, the sanitizers?
Well, you know, the thing is, first of all, let me say this. At the Ministry of Health, we've developed what we call the workplace guidelines and assessment tools that we've been asking organizations, businesses to assess their ability, their COVID readiness. And what that tool suggests is that, yes, you must have your physical distancing as best possible. Again, I go back to saying that buildings in a couple of years ago, the thing was to have this open office concept where everybody could see and touch and feel each other. And that is, we're finding that is working to the detriment now with this particular virus, because now we're talking about actually distancing people, putting up barriers, whether it's plexiglass or some other kind of clear plastic or something, so that persons are not in close contact. 3 to 6 feet apart is very, very hard for some businesses. But where possible, we're telling people to physically distance, not to congregate around water coolers. In fact, one of the new measures that I'm suggesting to businesses is that if they have that common area where they have a water cooler, to remove that water cooler, because those are high touch surfaces where transmission could easily happen. So encourage people to bring their own water, or if you can afford to have bottled water available for your staff, do that. But certainly to remove those kinds of things, the lunchroom where everybody goes in and have a good time and commune and catch up over the weekend, to sort of stagger that lunchroom, or encourage people to eat to their desk, which is again a problematic thing, because everybody is not as clean as the next person. But that's where, if you have somebody on staff, that person needs to be able to go around at least a minimum of 3 times per day. Best practices suggest every 2 hours, but I'm saying about 2-3 times a day, to empty trash and so on, and to wipe down surfaces, wipe down walls where people tend to put their hands. If you have buildings with elevators, I'm encouraging people to not take the elevator, to take the stairs. Or if you have to take an elevator, no more than 3 persons in the elevator at the same time. So some basic kinds of things that would help to distance and spread persons out, and to slow this transmission.
Yeah. So what happens then? That's all excellent advice, Dr. Roll. What happens then if somebody contracts this virus? What are the steps that a business should take?
Well, first of all, you need to be able, if that person contracts or comes on the job already positive, COVID positive, we're asking businesses to make sure that there's somebody with some kind of safety background, some kind of CPR, some kind of health background, to contact somebody like that very, very quickly, but then to isolate that person as best possible, and then call a healthcare facility so that that person is removed out of the environment. Then the environment is sanitized, what we call deep cleaning. And that can happen over 24 to 48 hours. It's no reason to shut the whole business down. Okay. So we're suggesting that that area is void of persons. The area is deep cleaned, it's sanitized, and after 48 hours, those persons can come back to work.
Okay.
Okay. So again, and then of course there's the contact tracing. We try to find out who the person was in contact with, and then the surveillance unit at the Ministry of Health takes over with the contact tracing, and it's done very smoothly from there.
All right, one final question, Dr. Roll. What do you generally say to Bahamians? Again, it might be the same message, but what do you say? What words of advice would you like to share with our Bahamian people?
I'd like to say, first of all, if you're sick, stay home. Go to a healthcare facility immediately, get yourself checked out. Don't be an alarmist. We are in the flu season, we're in allergy season, we're in all kinds of seasons, we're seeing all kinds of things. So not every sniffle and cough is COVID, all right? But if you suspect that you may have been in contact with somebody who has been positive, please be responsible to do the 14-day quarantine, stay away from the job site, stay away from crowds, wear your mask, wear your protective gear, and be a responsible citizen. That's what I would like to say to the Bahamian people.
Excellent words of advice, Dr. Roll. Of course, that simply means we're all in this together.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well,
and
thank you so
much.
We
are the Ministry of Health. We would like to engage. We're so appreciative of this opportunity to tell businesses if they're having challenges to contact us. Okay. And one other thing I want to say, Philip, while I have the ear of the Bahamian people, is the need to have a mental health counselor on staff, because this is a very frightening time for all kinds of reasons. And people need to be able to talk to somebody. And so where possible, make sure you have somebody that you can talk to, or you could direct folks to have a conversation about some of these general fears surrounding this virus.
Listen, thank you so much, Dr. Bridget Roll, Executive Director, Ministry of Health, for being here on Bahamas at Sunrise. Good to see you.
Thank you. It's always good to see you. I'll see you soon.
All right, you're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Do you want to know more about the scriptures, the early Christian church, its teachings, suffering, other religions, the authenticity of the Bible? The Anglican Theological Institute is for you. Enroll in a 3-year certificate program. Classes are conducted from NASA and Freeport on Saturday mornings. Don't miss a class. Stay connected anytime, anywhere, with high-speed internet. Contact us at 603-2481. Visit our Facebook page. Pick up an application form at any Anglican church or at Addington House on Sands Road. The Anglican Theological Institute is for you.
The sports we play depend on the health we build. So let's stay healthy. Wear a mask and practice social distancing and hand washing to protect yourself and others. Remember, COVID-19 is not a game.
A public service message from the Bahamas Olympic Committee.
Nourish your immune system, nourish your health, nourish your life with Ensure, Ensure Original, Ensure Plus, and Ensure Max Protein.
Welcome back. On August 25th and 26th, the Dynamic Homeschooling Seminar will take place on Zoom at 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Here to tell us more about the seminar is Kimberly Miners, educator, seminar creator, and host. Good morning and welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning and thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you for being here. Now, as we said off air, I personally am interested in this topic because you see the term homeschooling, and for many parents across the country and across the globe, this is something that has become an interesting option for how to educate your children in these uncertain times. So tell us, why did you come up with the idea for this seminar, and tell us what it's all about?
I'm a trained educator, and several friends were asking me about assisting them with homeschooling their children and things like that. And then I hear people started saying, listen, we don't want our kids to go to school with masks on. We don't like this idea of a hybrid environment. We still have to do something with those kids, even if they are connected to a regular school. They're going to be home part of the time. What are we going to do with those children? And so I was really encouraged just from hearing so many persons' concerns about homeschooling. And I had some contacts. I pulled those contacts together, and the Dynamic Homeschooling Seminar was born.
Awesome. So what is your goal for this seminar, and what do you hope will be the biggest takeaways?
Well, it is information-based. We have a list of dynamic speakers, and I really mean that. Kevin Swanson has homeschooled. He's out of Colorado. He's homeschooled his children for 25 years. And then locally, we have persons like Nicola Thompson. She has homeschooled her kids successfully. And they've even gone to university for 11 years. We have the Bahamas Homeschool Association on board, and we have the Ministry of Education on board. Director Taylor will be speaking, and Andrea Jack, who's a part of the homeschooling committee. So here's the greatest takeaway. I want parents to know that you can be a homeschooling parent. Any parent can be a homeschooling parent. But the other thing also is, even if you are not considering homeschooling, but your kids are going to be caught in one of those hybrid situations where they're home a part of the day, then you need to log in as well in order to learn more about how you can set up your day. The great thing about homeschooling is it is flexible. And the ministry is making it so there's no, your child has to be homeschooled from 9 to 3. Flexibility is the great thing. So even parents who are working full-time and they are concerned, but how can I do both? This seminar is for you. The great thing about this, about homeschooling, is it's very individual. So we want to answer individual questions. We want every parent to walk away with a feeling of, yes, this is definitely for me if I decide to do this. And then two, the Bahamas Homeschooling Association, the Bahamas Homeschool Association will be on board in the person of Lisa McCartney. And so there are wonderful support and resources that's a part of this. This is what I want parents to be familiar with, that you can do this. There's resources available. And also we are here to help you every step of the way.
Wow, that is powerful. I feel encouraged already. You know, a lot of us have felt pretty uncertain about what's going to happen over the next few months. You mentioned that parents will be able to ask questions. So just tell us, what's the format of the seminar, and is it free and open to the general public?
It is absolutely free. It is open to the general public. We do have a registration link, and the main purpose of that is to hear the kinds of concerns parents have, to understand which age category your children will fit into. And so we have been compiling those questions through the registration link, and free is the word there, but free is not cheap in terms of the level of the content. We are a group of believers, for the most part, who want to give this because we think that we have a dynamic opportunity to assist parents in making great choices for their kids, in discipling their kids, in deciding on the education that their children here. I do want to stress that the ministry support this. If parents are serious about this, they're going to be responsible in the way they homeschool their children. There are some guidelines still that you have to follow legally, and that's really, really important. We don't want any parent to be caught off guard with the legal side of this, so that will be addressed as well. So very quickly, we have a lineup of speaker. The first day is Kevin Swanson. The director will open this seminar, and then we will end up with Bandria Jack from the ministry talking about the legal requirements. The greatest thing is question and answers. We want to make sure every question is answered. And then on Wednesday, we have two homeschooling parents who successfully homeschool their parents. Between them, it's like 36 years. So we want to hear parents that we want to answer for them the question, can I do this? Yes, you can. You're going to hear from parents who are not teachers. A lot of people think you have to be a teacher to do this. No, one parent is an accountant, and she's successfully homeschooled two of her children. And like I said, they went to university. She's Bahamian, and she's ready to share the knowledge and insights that she has. But question and answer is going to be the big thing as well. Parents, we want every question you have to be answered.
That is fantastic. So parents, come prepared to be a student for the next few days. So
and get those fares taken care of.
Yes, yes. As we wrap up, what would you like to say to parents who are considering homeschooling, and how can they get more information about the seminar?
I can say, if you are seriously considering homeschooling, you can be a successful homeschooling mom or dad or parent or even guardian. We do have a registration link, and I'll say it very slowly. It's bit.ly. And I hope Bahamas at Sunrise will share the link as well with our audience. It's bit.ly and /homeschool, 242 homeschool seminar. So that's
run that one more time.
bit.ly /242, the symbols, and homeschool seminar.
Awesome, awesome. So we have our seminar coming up is this week, August 25th and 26th, a dynamic homeschooling seminar. Parents, you bring your questions. It'll be on Zoom from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And you can reach out to Kimberly Miners at the website she mentioned, or you can reach out to us at Bahamas at Sunrise, and we'll be happy to put you in contact with Kimberly and the great work that she's doing. Kimberly.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mark, for having me. I really appreciate this opportunity. God bless.
Thank you for coming on and bringing us parents some hope on there being a solution to these uncertain times with our children's education.
Excellent. You're welcome. Have a good day.
Thank you for joining us on Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Bahamas at Sunrise. Thank you once again for joining us as always. Mark, always good to see you. MD.
Hey, it's always good to be here. Thank you guys for having me. I'll see you when you have me back. You guys have a good week.
All right, listen, be safe. See you soon.
Take care, everybody.